Good morning. This is a testament to technology. I think we got 3 or 4 different modalities going, and they all seem to be working. So good morning, and thank you all for allowing us to have our New York State Cemeteries Board meeting here with you at your conference. Before I've opened the meeting. I'm Mark Patterson. I represent Secretary of State Roberto Gonzalez, Roberto, the new Secretary of State, and he has asked to join us to say a few words at the beginning of the meeting. So, Secretary.
No worries, Mark. It's Roberto en Español when we're talking.
Just a tongue tie, not enough coffee. So.
No worries. I know that it's a little bit early and we're gearing up, but I want to say thank you, Mark, and the team for allowing me the opportunity to come and to speak and to talk at the cemetery board meeting. Sorry I can't be with you in person at the Desmond for your annual conference, but it gives me an opportunity to make a little bit of recognition for some of the people that really make this meeting possible and the work that you do there. So of course, I want to say to the cemetery board, including Jill Faber, representing the New York State AG, and Tom Fuller, representing the New York State Health Commissioner, Mary Bassett, and of course, Mark, my representative. Thanks for all the work that you do. Louis Polishuk, who helps run our division of cemeteries within Department of State, and his team, thank you. Members for the New York State Association of Cemeteries, including the board of directors led by Jeffrey Reed, and the staff of the Association of Cemeteries. As you know, I began serving as New York State Secretary of State in the last few months, so I'm excited to participate in events like this today. And the Department of State is an organization that seems all-encompassing. We oversee everything from licensing of professionals and businesses to consumer protection to the development of community infrastructure to immigration assistance and to working with our local governments to ensure efficiency and effectiveness. But the Division of Cemeteries is a piece of that puzzle here at the Department of State that may not get the same external attention that some of the other divisions may get, but we all know it's critical to the health and well-being of New York State. And the work that the Division of Cemeteries does in partnership with you all, the Cemetery Board and the Association of Cemeteries, ensures that cemetery corporations can provide peace of mind for New York's families during difficult times while also protecting the communities that they serve. And your services are essential during the best of times. And we saw how your industry stepped up during the worst of times coming off the heels of the 2-year COVID pandemic. And it's difficult to put into words how difficult and critical your work had been to all New Yorkers during this time, but it's especially true of the volunteers that helped to make that happen as well. So I just wanted to acknowledge the work of the volunteers, and for all of you, when we talk about, our efforts to come through to the other side of the pandemic. So really, it's an opportunity to say thank you, that your work is appreciated and noticed. And I look forward to continuing to work together with all of you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to Deputy Secretary of State Mark Patterson, who's with you there and has been with you for a little while, and Division of Secretary of Cemeteries Director Louis Polishuk. And again, thanks for the opportunity to be there. We just know how essential it is for New Yorkers to be able to connect with their loved ones for peace of mind, for continuity, for strength of families and just general well-being. So it's important that you're there to provide the work, the services, and the space for people to do that. So thank you. Mark, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Secretary Rodriguez. And apparently the only technology that wasn't working was the one in here. But again, thank you. We appreciate your leadership at Secretary of State on a number of levels, and your willingness to come to the meeting here today. So thank you again.
No worries. And I'll be with you in person on the next one. Thank you.
Great. So again, the meeting is open, and I'm Mark Patterson. I represent Secretary of State Roberto Rodriguez and chair of the board.
I'm Thomas Fuller from the Department of Health, representing Dr. Mary Bassett, Commissioner.
And I think we've had a little glitch. I don't know if Jill Faber is on the line. Jill, are you on the line?
I am. Hi, I'm Jill Faber, representing Attorney General Letitia James.
And the glitch is that Jill's had a COVID exposure, and so she declined. She decided his best course was to attend remotely. I think our council opines that because we didn't notice the meeting as a remote meeting, She won't be able to vote. She can participate but not vote.
That's correct, Mark.
That's right. Okay, so
Okay,
again,
thank you.
and I think I would just also say, I mean, I've been to a couple in-person conferences lately. It's good to be back in person, but I also think it's good to be careful. So, you know, for all of us that, like me, who have my mask in my pocket, if you feel like you should take extra protection, feel free. I'd also like to introduce some other people on the dais. Rob Vanderbles is our counsel.
Hello, everyone.
And Louis Polishuk is our director of the Division of Cemeteries. Just some opening remarks. Again, we are delighted to be here again in person. It's been a couple years since we were able to do that. And we are very appreciative of the work that the cemeterians did during the pandemic, not only through the crisis, but recognizing your role as essential workers and continuing to make sure that our constituents got the services that they needed. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for the division, but we really were appreciative of all of the work that you did. And again, it looks like we're at least muddling through at this point and back in person in various efforts. We have a fairly short agenda today. It's just the way it worked out, but after we go through the formal agenda, we will open up to public comment. And again, we'll go to the phones first, just to make sure anybody that's online gets a chance, but we are open and welcoming to any questions that you have of the board while we're here. Rob, would you like to just give us any set of rules that we're operating under in terms of the meeting, open meeting law?
Well, we are having a regular old-fashioned in-person meeting. We have a quorum. We have 2 attendees, myself and Tom. So we have quorum. By habit, the cemetery board accepts public comment, which is
Right.
As we always say, if you are speaking and a lobbyist, please identify the organization you represent, although today that might be somewhat obvious.
Yeah. Well, we do urge people who are online to mute your line just for that purpose. And also, whenever you're speaking, identify yourself. That's helpful in terms of capturing the minutes, which is our next order of business, which is we have sent out the minutes to the board members. Is there anybody that has any questions or changes to the minutes as distributed?
Just one quick question. My copy says draft, so it may have been edited. Section regarding Mr. Polishuk's report. There's 3 items in a row, and the third one is left blank.
It's just a stray number. I think so.
Okay, so we will though amend the minutes to delete or renumber the paragraphs. Any other comments from board members on the minutes as distributed? Okay.
None
so,
from me, no.
Thank you, Jill. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as mailed.
Second that?
All in favor? Aye. If Tom and I tie, we're going to have to arm wrestle for the winning vote. Next on our agenda is our legislative and regulations report from our council. We mail or distribute pending legislation and don't go over it in detail because everybody can read. But Rob will report on anything particular and then also on regulations if there's anything to report. So Rob?
Certainly. And so prior to the meeting, I circulated the legislative report. We posted it on our website. There's nothing significant of note, and I'm happy to try to answer any questions that the board may have.
Does anybody on the board have any questions for Rob in terms of the legislative report? I'll take that as there being none. Is there anything else to add to your report, Rob?
I only want to mention to the cemetery board that pursuant to the Chapter 56 of the laws of 2022, there's movement afoot in the world of remote hearings or remote meetings for public bodies. And so past June 8th, moving forward, in order to have a member of a board attend remotely, meaning in a location where the public cannot be present, that public body will need to have a hearing and then adopt a resolution procedures. That's not something that is on the agenda today. that is something that the board would like division and council to work on a draft. Board with that on the agenda for a future meeting. That is something we'd be happy to do. I'll point out that the Committee on Open Government, which has purview over the open meetings law, has issued frequently asked questions guidance document. And my understanding is we're working on resolutions as well that, you know, public bodies might consult in developing their own resolutions and procedures. So if the board would like division and council to do that, we'd be happy.
Well, open to the board members. Are there any, Tom says yes. Jill, do you have any thoughts about that?
No, not in particular. No, I don't. No.
Okay, I think the circumstances today are sort of
Yeah.
on point, the way we might want to be able to move to a remote meeting and have the rules in place so we can do so if we needed to. So I would say a sense of the board is to have the council and division move forward with that. Did you say two things? Anything else?
In terms of regulatory updates, there are none. Division and council continue to work together on moving forward with those abandonment regulations, which have been adopted, and putting them into practice.
Okay. And again, we have just recently put those abandonment regulations into play. And as always, we're learning new things every day about what we meant to say or should have said. And we're continuing to put together ways in which we can either through guidance or procedures or through additional legislation address some of those things. Great. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate your report. Louis, do you have a division report?
Yeah, first thing I want to say is there's a sign-in sheet circulating. Please, everybody sign that in so we have a record of which members of the public are in attendance at this meeting. We'll pick it up at the end of the meeting. Secondly, so I wanted to take this to a little more extended division review than I normally do to cover things that we've done this year and what we're looking forward to for next year. So a lot happened this year. More significant legislation about cemeteries than I've seen in quite a while. Two major pieces of legislation. The one specifically authorizing mergers of non-contiguous cemeteries and also acquisition of land. There's a few other things, consolidations, there's a few other things under that, but what we've seen so far have been mergers. And the second is leasing of cemetery land, expressly authorizing and setting out conditions for leasing of cemetery land for certain non-cemetery purposes. That gives us clear criteria for reviewing those. So those happen this year. We also have the regulations on abandonment to really do two things. The main thing is create a process to try to avoid abandonment and try to formalize what we've been doing for quite a while to keep cemeteries from being abandoned, and then also give us a role in determining that a cemetery is abandoned so we don't learn of abandonments 3 years later and where nobody knew and nobody bothered to tell us. More specifically, we wanted the abandonment of at least 6. I'm aware of 6 cemeteries that we successfully kept from being abandoned. We've recommended approval of 4 cemetery mergers under the new statute, including the first cemetery merger of which I'm aware across county lines. We've implemented forms for mausoleum and columbarium applications, major alterations, and permanent maintenance fund loans, and we encourage everyone to use those forms if you're submitting an application to us. And recently, at the last meeting, we took 2 steps to reduce volume and streamline the board process a bit. The board at the last meeting delegated authority to us to review and approve certain columbarium projects. So if it's not your first columbarium and it's a prefab unit, this no longer has to go to the board. We will act on behalf of the board and review those. And if we're ready to approve them, we can approve them. The other thing is for small land transactions, under $50,000 for a purchase or sale, we're generally only going to require one appraisal, not two, unless it's there are related parties involved or there's something about the appraisal where we think we need more information. That should hopefully make things go more quickly. In terms of staffing, we've had some additions and some subtractions. Carrie Ferezzi, who is with us here, has started as an associate accountant, so please, if you can, say hi. And Michael Katina, who is unable to join us today, is our new investigator out in Buffalo, although Cindy Craig is still with us part of the time. In fact, she is here today. We've had several accountants leave this past year. We're working on filling those roles. Please stay tuned on that. For now, if you are trying to contact a division accountant, we ask that you, if you're following up on an audit that's already underway, that's one thing, but otherwise, any accounting questions, any accounting issues, please send those to the Albany office. We do have a generic email for stuff coming to us, cemetery reports, all one word, plural. Sorry, reports is plural, cemetery is not, at dos.ny.gov. It's best to email things. So that brings me to my next point. So there are things you can do to help us out. One is if you're doing your annual report, and those of you on a calendar year should have done your annual report by now, unless you have an extension, please file it online. If you're sending us anything else, again, please use that cemetery reports email. If you're going to send us a document, only send it to us one way. Do not email and fax and regular mail. There's no reason to. If you're worried your email didn't get there, send it by email and give us a call. Please, if you are going to send hard copy, send it to Albany and nowhere else. Again, the exception is if you have an audit that's going on and the auditor has asked for certain documents, then obviously you give those straight to that person. Send us only one copy. We do not need multiple copies of things. And please don't bother with overnight delivery. It's a waste of money and saves very little time. Finally, when you write to us, please put your cemetery number on all correspondence. There are 15 regulated cemeteries called Maple Grove, and we don't want to spend a lot of time figuring out which Maple Grove is writing to us. Finally, if you're sending us your full list of service charges, please label it as such and make clear that it is not another rate increase request. Okay, looking to the future, we did not use a significant portion of the, Dave mentioned this yesterday, we did not use a significant amount of the money available to us for vandalism, hazardous monument, and abandonment applications. Please, if you have hazardous monuments, please feel free to submit applications to us. We have money. Second, we'll be rolling out additional funds on that, for the ones where we owe money as the new fiscal year gets underway. Third, we're working internally on having better data tracking and better software, expanded capacity to input data and track things right from the field. That's probably really only of interest to us, but it should make it more efficient. And finally, since you're all here, since we're going to have a place for public comment, one thing we'd like to do is just solicit feedback from regulated cemeteries. If there are things we're doing that you think don't make sense, or you have suggestions or comments or questions, please feel free to contact us whenever, wherever. With that, I'm going to conclude by saying that we did, I forget the exact date, it was last week, approved our first delegated columbarium application for by Memory Gardens. It involves 2 64-niche columbarium units for a total cost of $31,966. Sorry, I do have the date. We approved it on April 27th, and that approval letter has gone out. And we are hopefully going to be able to save a bit of the board's time by giving these projects a review and issuing approvals on them ourselves. So that is all I have. That's a lot.
Thank you, Louis. And I would be remiss if I didn't also, recognize not just the new staff, but the people that have been with us for a while. Can all of the staff, the division secretaries, just stand and and give a wave, and we'll give them a round of applause. They work hard and they try to do their best to make sure they give you great service. Not here, but always present at the Division of Cemeteries is Alicia Young. And Alicia, can you give the vandalism report?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yup.
Okay, good. So vandalism collections for the current calendar year of 2022 are $555,539.96. Assessment collections are $285,899. Fiscal year collections from April 1st are vandalism, $82,027. Assessment, $45,336. We have made payments from the $2 million appropriation for 2 of the 3 applications approved so far this fiscal year, totaling $16,915.37. We have funds committed for the 2018-19 and 19-20 fiscal years of $101,771.76. and $89,603.82 committed for applications approved last fiscal year. Outstanding payments for the last fiscal year is $342,567.61. We have 14 applications in the pipeline totaling $566,315.77. And there are 2 applications on this agenda totaling $98,125.82. We have approved 3 restoration applications so far this fiscal year totaling $120,097.18. And that's it.
Thank you, Alicia. And does the board have any questions on either the vandalism reports or on Lewis's division report? Anything to follow up on?
Not here.
Okay.
Not
we
for
have
me
two-
either. No.
Thank you, Jill. We have 2 applications for vandalism funds. Both are dangerous monument applications. The first is from Lakewood Cemetery in Otsego County in the amount of $65,364.74. Is there someone who's going to present that? Brennan?
Brendan Sat with the Division of Cemeteries. Application from Lakewood Cemetery of the town of Middlefield, Otsego County. And they have applied for funds to restore 36 dangerous monuments. I visited the cemetery and found that they were indeed hazardous, and have recommended in favor of approval in the lower amount of $65,364.74. That's the lower estimate plus the legal notice.
Anything else in terms of the notice? Nope. We're good. Okay, Rob, do you have any comments on that?
Only if the board approves it, but it's subject to the availability.
Okay. Do we have any questions of the board on this application? Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the application of Lakewood Cemetery in Otsego County, amount of $65,364.74, subject to the availability of funds. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. The second application is Roseboom Cemetery in Otsego County in the amount of $27,761.08. Is there someone to present that application?
There sure is.
You're getting good
Roseboom
at it.
Cemetery is located in the town of Roseboom, Otsego County. They have applied for approval of the restoration of 24 dangerous monuments. I visited the cemetery. They did appear dangerous. So I recommended in favor of the lower estimate. There was a very slight difference between the 2 estimates. The higher one proposed 44-inch foundations for some reason, whereas the lower one was 42-inch foundations. Our finding is that 42-inch foundations are sufficient in that area. Also, there's a pretty large cost discrepancy between the two as well. So I have recommended in favor of approval of the application in the amount of the lower estimate plus the cost of the legal notice, which totals $27,761.08.
Thank you, Brendan. Rob, do you have anything to add?
Again, if the board approves it, the approval should be subject to the availability of funds.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the application of Roseboom Cemetery in Otsego County for in the amount of $27,761.08, subject to the availability of funds. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Now, again, a short agenda. The only other thing on our agenda, formal agenda, is an application for U.S. Columbarium for some new retorts. Is there someone going to present that to the board?
Carrie, do you want to do it or you want me to do it? Okay. So, if you're joining us online, could you please mute? All right, thank you. So U.S. Columbarium Fresh Pond Crematory in Queens is seeking to replace 4 of its retorts. Right now, they're only coming in for approval of 2 of the 4. Excuse me, could you please mute your phones?
If you're online, we can hear you, so please mute your phone. Thank you. Go ahead, Louis.
All right, so they're coming in for that. So there's essentially 3 phases to this project. Phase 1 is there's some preparatory work for the gas lines. Phase 2 is the installation of the first 2 retorts, and phase 3 is the installation of the next 2 retorts. Phases 1 and 2 are what's before us now. The project is going to cost 1.6, almost 1.7 million. The whole thing is going to cost 1.7 million, but that's both phases of it. Is going to come strictly from the cemetery's general fund. It's necessary for a couple of reasons. One is these retorts are quite literally ancient, and number 2, they are not going to be able to be brought into compliance with the new DEC air quality standards and monitoring standards. New York, obviously, New York City crematory and New York City area crematories really took a beating in the second quarter of 2020 and to a lesser extent in the first quarter of 2021. And with elevated numbers of deaths caused by the pandemic, and a lot of them are going to need work. This will leave the crematory in a better position to handle any future surges. I'll also note that U.S. Columbarium is unique among New York State crematories in that it is neither a standalone nor a cemetery-based crematory. It has an extensive columbarium associated with it. That's really, it's more like a mausoleum building, except strictly for urns. There's no full body burials, but it's sort of unique in that respect. But that also means that it has a permanent maintenance fund, which is over $1 million that they're not going to be using for this project. That's all I had on this one.
Okay. Are there any questions for Louis in terms of this application? Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve. Oh, sorry.
Apologies.
Yes.
I was just consistent with the division's recommendation, if the board does approve it, that the approval be subject to the crematory's receipt of all required permits and the division's receipt of a complete set of plans stamped by them.
And the list of the permits of which we are aware is contained in our report.
Great, thank you. And what are we approving, the full $1.7 million project or just the first phase?
I think they've actually only asked us, I mean, the applicant is here. I think they've only. So you can lock in the price? I don't have a problem with that. They can afford it.
So the motion is to approve
Both phases.
all phases of this columbarium project for US columbarium in the amount of around $1.7 million.
1.685.
1.685, thank you. Subject to the receipt of all required permits. Anything else?
And the division's receipt of a complete set of plans stamped by Energy.
And the division receipt of complete stamp plans is required. That's sufficient, Rob?
Yep.
Okay, so I made that motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Motion carries. The application is approved.
So I'll just add to this that this particular application, the crematory did not submit a major renovation application using our form for it. We're in the process, I think we're very close to done. We're in the process of developing a form specifically for retort replacement applications that will be a better fit for these types of applications than the general major alteration one. In the interim, we really want you to use the major alteration form. We approve this one anyway, but anybody else who's coming in, please use that unless and until, which hopefully will be soon, we get the separate retort replacement forms ready and approved. We have a working draft, but it needs to get a bunch of approvals to be able to be used. And one of the complexities is that the forms are fillable, and it's apparently not a trivial task to write them in such a way that the fillable stuff works. So that's in progress.
Thank you. And just a reminder, the purpose of this project of developing forms was on our end to be clear about what we were requiring, as opposed to having different investigators or different accountants requiring different things, making it confusing for you. And then obviously if a more consistent and standardized approach to approving these kinds of applications. So we are hopeful, and I think we have seen an improvement in what goes to the board and what is approved on a standardized basis. So we appreciate your help doing that, and we hope it's helpful to you. That ends our formal agenda. I don't think we have an executive session need for an executive session. And so what we will do is move to the public comment section of the meeting. We invite anyone to comment on issues that were before the board or other issues that could be before the board. And I'm going to go to the phones or online to ask anybody if there's anybody online that would like to speak to the board. And you're just going to have to, I don't have the chat or hand raised in front of me, so you're just going to have to sort of state your name and try to get online, and we'll hear your comments. So is there anyone wishing to speak to the board? And remember to unmute your line if that's the case. Okay, I'm not sure if there is someone online and you're still trying, we'll take your call when you get through. We're open to questions and public comment from members in the audience. Dave, would you like to lead the charge as you almost always do? Right, so we're here to hear any questions or comments that you have.
Dave will say it, but I'll say it as a member, that we appreciate and to work with us, which is breath of fresh air from, it's much appreciated. I see JP's project get approved as it was approved. Makes us all feel good. We had a need, you saw that we had a need. Did what JP did what he needed to do. We proved it. Now, what we've gone through in the past, put it that way. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the comments. We try. We're not always successful, but we try. I say to people, sometimes we're still a state. So we have rules and hoops and all kinds of things. So thank you. Again, we're open to suggestions for improvement, complaints, concerns, are all welcome. I would like to say if it hasn't been said, it's sort of a back at you that we have a very productive relationship with NYSAC. They work hard to represent your interests. We find them a source of information. We learn a lot when we're trying to work collaboratively with the association. We don't always agree on every issue. We have different seats because we're also a regulatory body. But this past year has been an example, I think, of successful collaborative efforts, and we're very appreciative of your association's work on your behalf, representing them and helping us understand what your issues are. So, Dave, you want to add anything to that?
I would just in the last few months, the increased costs, et cetera, which will again, small, it's not that it's helpful. Association. Said this throughout. Staff members, resources, citizens, and it's position has always been.
Yep. Well, thank you again. Yes, in the back. Yeah. You couldn't have planned that.
That was me, JP. I was calling you. No.
No. Again, thank you. And I just also say thank you for your patience. So we are down a number of staff hiring, as you know, as well as anybody, that hiring these days is not easy. And so we've got great staff and they work hard, but we're down a few positions. So we're doing our best to keep things moving. That's partly why our agenda this month was a little bit lighter, because just things didn't move as quickly as we could, but we're moving them as quickly as we can. So again, I think that concludes our session. Our next meeting is scheduled for June 14th. And we look forward to seeing you again. All of our meetings are always online, WebEx, and they're not quite as personal as this one, but we look forward to it. So again, thank you very much. Yeah. All set? A few words? Yep. Thank you.
On behalf of NYSAC,
A quick motion
Quick,
to
right.
adjourn the meeting.
Second that.
All right.
JP, is your phone off? We're all set.
Meeting adjourned. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and your board for being here today and having your staff here as well. And as everybody said more than once, it is truly a team effort. It has to be a two-way street. Thank you again.